If you're like many of us, you probably have never given your liver a thought. I know I never did before I was diagnosed with cirrhosis. However, though, it is one of the fastest growing diseases in the country right now. So I wanted to make this video just to try to give a few symptoms that could be associated with liver failure or liver issues, fatty liver, cirrhosis, um, and I'd like to just pass a little information out there. Now, just to give a little disclaimer here, I am not a doctor, nor do I pretend to be one. This information is things that I've learned and research that I have done. I always recommend doing your own research, and if you have any problems or concerns, you should definitely see your doctor. With that said, let's get into it. Okay, so just a few symptoms of things that could be associated with leading up to cirrhosis or liver failure or even fatty liver. First one, just a sense of not feeling well. Now again, this one could be associated with a lot of things, but one of the first things that most people wind up experiencing when they start having trouble with their liver is just a feeling of not feeling well, feeling kind of sick, kind of run down, just not feeling themselves. That lasts longer than the normal cold or flu. That would be a starting sign. A lot of times with liver diseases and stuff like that, there could go years without any symptoms whatsoever, not even know you have it. That's why proper diets and eating healthy and exercising is so important to lifestyles, especially with the processed foods we have today, alcohol consumption, over-the-counter medicines, things like that, that we may take on a daily basis. With also another one would be not being able to eat much. Sometimes when the liver expands and when it starts to swell, it can kind of push on the stomach and cause things like, you're eating a little bit and you tend to feel full right away. Also, there are a few other things that can lead to that kind of thing as well, which I'll get to in a minute. But that is one there. Or where you eat and you start feeling nauseous and maybe you go and throw up and then you feel fine again right after. That is one thing as well. That is caused by, again, the liver expanding, and also things not working properly, proteins and stuff like that not processing properly in the body can cause this kind of feeling as well. Fluid retention, ascites. You can get it in your legs, rare cases in the arms, but a lot of cases you tend to get swelling in the legs, like right above the sock line. Pitting edema, where you can like push on the skin and it kind of stays in place and just feels kind of squishy down there. And you especially might notice that after a day of work or taking your shoes off and that kind of thing. Now there are other things that can cause leg swelling and things like that too that may not be associated, but it can be associated to liver issues as well. Also with the filling of fluids in your stomach, the ascites, that can push on the stomach, and that can cause that feeling of nauseousness as well, or getting full quickly, or throwing up. Also, it can cause, not sleeping well. It can cause pressure on different areas of your stomach and your intestines and things that there shouldn't be fluid in there. So as you can imagine, your stomach cavity is being filled with this fluid, and that's just pushing all your other organs around. In my case, it was so bad that it literally was pushing all my organs to the left side of my body. It had pushed my heart over, it had pushed pretty much everything over kind of to the left. And when I would sleep, I could like feel my liver protruding through my body. It was uncomfortable, didn't sleep well. So that is another side effect of liver failure. That is from fluid retention, from the fluid not processing out of your body properly. Also, another one could be what you would associate to mind fog or forgetfulness, or the shaking. They call it hand flaps, where the hands, they kind of shake and tremor. That's caused by a backup of ammonia in the system, and that's called encephalopathy. Sorry if I said that wrong. That's kind of a mouthful there. That is when the bile in your body starts backing up into your brain, and that can cause those things. Forgetfulness, like I said, personality changes, forgetting things that had happened, doing things that you normally wouldn't do, confusion, things like that. Another side effect that you can get from this is also lower blood pressure. What happens is you tend to get hyperportal tension, which is back up that main vein going through your liver, and that causes the blood pressure in your arms to come out lower, although the blood pressure inside your body is really high, and that can be dangerous as well, especially to the heart and to the other organs in the body. Another one, so remember when I said forgetfulness? There you go. See? The mind just goes out the window at times. It's one of those fun things you tend to live with. Another side effect of this can also be, you can get fluid retention in the lungs. I got fluid retention in my right lung, fluid buildup in the right lung as well, that they had to keep pulling out, and that fluid had gotten infected a bunch of times. Another symptom, which is more of an extreme symptom, is throwing up blood. You can get varices build up in the esophagus, and these are caused because of the fact you got that portal hypertension, so that blood can't process through properly, so it starts making new roads, essentially. Kind of like driving down the highway and the cars are backed up, so you decide to drive through the cornfield. Well, that's what the veins will do. They'll find a way one way or the other. And these veins are dangerous because they can burst, they can break, they can cause bleeding, especially in the esophagus area. And those would have to be banded, where they go in and they wrap a band around them and stop the bleeding. That is a common thing as well. And again, if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, or you're just not feeling well for a long period of time, you should definitely see the doctor. Oh, and one other side effect, muscle loss. This one is pretty common, and the reason why you can lose that muscle mass is because of the fact that your body stops processing the proteins properly. So your body takes in protein and changes it to albumin. Albumin is what strengthens your muscles and gives your body that muscle retention. And albumin's good for the heart and, well, for all muscles. And when you stop producing that, your body starts eating your muscles. You can experience, like if you were strong at one point or you had a lot of muscles, you could lose those. You could also get breaks in your stomach lining, hernias, which I happen to get the joy of getting 3 of those. And you combine that with having fluid built up on your stomach, and then your muscles are weak. Well, that fluid starts pushing everything somewhere else. Well, eventually it's going to wind up breaking those walls of that stomach lining, causing the hernia. And once you have liver failure and things like that, they tend to stay away from surgeries and things like that, because of the fact that you can bleed out easily, you can get infections easily. So, you know, like for my hernias, it's just something I have to live with until it gets to the point where my liver gets better or I wind up with a transplant. And then I could have those hernias fixed at that point in time. So, but, and also, oh, another one is yellowing of the eyes or yellowing of the skin, called jaundice. Tend to notice it first in the eyes. The white pigment of your eyes starts changing to more of a yellow color. And then your skin can actually change color as well. At one point in time, I kind of look like a pumpkin. So the pigment, what that is the bile, it's the bilirubin, it's pushing out through your skin, and that's changing the color of your skin pigment. And again, if you're getting any of these symptoms, see your doctor. There are some blood tests that they can run to see if there are some enzymes that are off in your body. And they can look for certain markers to be able to tell if you got something going on with your liver. And then if they do, then they would, you know, go at that proceedingly based on person-to-person situation and whereabouts you are. They may run a few tests to find out how far along the liver is. The good news is if you catch it early enough, a lot of times it's completely reversible. Fatty liver is completely healable. The liver is one of the most regenerative organs, is actually the most regenerative organ in the body. So there is hope. So remember that, there is hope. So, well, I hope everybody takes care. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask them and put them in the comments. And if there's any other videos you'd like me to see me make, I would be happy to do so. Just throw a comment in. And please don't forget to like and follow. That helps out. Get this video out to more people to help bring awareness to liver disease. All right. Take care, everyone.